So my odds are I'll run into Garrett the Whirling in Rags after the couple heads out. Okay. I'm gonna try the song, but I'll try it up in my room. But yeah, I think it was composure to check Gary for the armor again. Alright. Oh, I wanted to check that window. So perception's up.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling height window. The hawthorn
Oh, it's not time yet.
Glass, like bony fingers. There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside.
Alright.
Hi again, gendarme. Bye-bye, gendarme.
The door is closed.
Try knocking.
Still no answer.
Yeah, I don't want to be annoying. Alright, so... Where's my tape at? Alright, that's the empty one. Quick to play tapes? Oh, I love that we carry it too. That's badass. Oh. That's weird. Okay. I heard USB noises. I was worried I'd knocked something loose that was important, but we seem to be okay. Okay. There's the tape. Alright, hope.
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reel's attached to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind the magnetic reader. You press the large button marked Commencer, and the tape starts spinning. There's a small delay before the song starts playing.
Let's press our ear against the speaker.
It sounds like someone's moving in the room, getting comfortable. Then the organ starts playing a simple, melancholic tune, echoing in the hallway. A lone singing voice joins in, telling you about the tiniest church in Sessongs, surrounded by even tinier yard. You almost feel the seaside mist on your skin. It's mega sad. Within seconds you know, this is the one, the real shit you've been looking for. The one you trust your room to that Claudia told you about. Perform it. A click, then silence for a bit. Then the tape stops spinning.
Could I sing this for karaoke? I think I could sing this.
Of course you could sing this. You could take sad to a whole new level with this.
But I want to wait for Kim to come back before we try.
Like 1,000,000 times.
Sweet.
Yep, they're all here. All 3 verses.
Thanks, buddy.
And the B-side of the tape contains the instrumental version. It's like the world itself is telling you to do it. Only one obstacle stands on your way.
That is?
Gart. You have to convince Gart to let you sing karaoke in the whirling. After you've won him over, you can express yourself. Let the pain out. Make everyone understand. Immediately, the boombox tunes itself back to the Friday night beats, vibrating on your shoulder.
I was hoping it would play something ambient while we were carrying it. Let's put that away. It's on the wrong menu page. Alright, so we gotta talk to Guard about karaoke. I don't want to steal the grouse from the kids. I see no reason to do that. Let me see if that opened another dialogue option with him before I go to bed. Like, maybe we could just pay him off, since we're getting money from thoughts or something, regardless.
Can I help you?
Not now. Okay. We'll try tomorrow night.
The lieutenant's door is closed.
Yeah, he's already out, so I'm not gonna bother him. Oh wait, that's the door. I wanted the mirror.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore. It's your face in the mirror, adorned with the expression.
We could try.
It's like
It worked.
something snaps in you.
I didn't think it would work.
Ending. A thought. A sadness. Your face in the mirror is suddenly clean of the layer that had distorted it for God knows how long. Just like that, it's over. The running gag that your life had become. A sad old man looks back at you.
Damn. Let the mirror be for now. It did tell me to wash up, so.
This is not the cleanest bathtub in the world, but it's cleaner than you are right now. Ah, that soap scum smell. It smells like life, at least compared to you.
Let's run a bath.
The bathtub slowly fills with water. The water beckons.
Oh, we're gonna have brain times.
The water is only lukewarm, but still comforting, like amniotic fluid. A few beer cans are bobbing up and down along your flanks, like sad duckies.
That's kind of hilarious. We're gonna take those out.
Now you are alone with your thoughts in the tub, but it's easier than being alone with your thoughts outside the tub.
True.
They're not even really thoughts, just assorted sensations. None of them acute enough to focus on.
Let's imagine something.
You see the corpse. You can still smell the cadaver on you. It's going to take more than one bath to get rid of that stench. Then, houses along a narrow street. A video rental. Darkness on the planet's curvature. Your fingers grow pale and are covered with tiny whirls as the water cools.
Sweet.
What are you doing? You're not some fat fish in a fucking aquarium. Time to get moving.
Let's see if we can imagine anything else.
You see the corpse. Then,
Oh,
houses
same thing.
along a narrow street. The waterline recedes as you stand. You are cold now.
We got a new skill point.
To your still moist skin.
Alright, so. Keep shredding interfacing. Or I could try pushing. What did I do that was ultra liberal? Well, I don't even see the mission to talk to Gary, so I don't know. Oh, hand-eye coordination. Which one did I need that for? Oh, the bullet. Okay, buff that a bit. I'll see if I can't attempt the bullet again one more time before bed here.
The bullet is still safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp.
Might as well.
A rifle.
Got him.
Revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter.
Now we don't have to worry about dumping more into that unless there's another challenge I need it for.
Probably an antique. or a retrofitted antique.
What's the make?
The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the
movement.
Insulindian theater of the anti-centennial revolution 50 years ago.
Does anyone still make those?
No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war, so there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling.
Great. Who uses Bell McGraw rifles these days?
Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for
Or we could talk to our pawn guy.
most likely. Back at the station, the lieutenant is standing at a counter, diligently filling out paperwork to hand over to a tired records clerk. You should share your findings with him as soon as possible.
Of course. Alright, so we'll have bullet chat once our boy gets back. And yeah, let's call it a day. I can't believe we fixed the look.
The bed is still cold from the broken window and not too inviting, but it's yours. You've earned it. It's not easy, but your bones are so tired from what feel like weeks of work on the case. You have to try. After what feels like hours, you feel you might be sleeping.
Huh? I'm curious if you can get the key to the other place and still come back here anyway.
A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother. All those faces and all those names. All that laughter and
Oh, I kind of want to get a drop of all those faces and all those names for, like, raids.
every corner
That'd be good.
and every street. Recorded in you forever on Faraday.
Spinning in eternity.
On and on it goes for untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Rising, rising above the dark curvature, the great wingspan of sleep, studded with stars. Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time, the last time, the smoke in her mouth, the plotted flowers, the faces turning, changing.
Weird email.
It's the world, Harry boy, and you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself from it. I'm afraid you can't be unmade now. You can never forget this shit.
Alright. The rain, the snow. I don't want to. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. It's stuck on loop, whirling, spitting out words and images. You're the son of the world again. Harrister, a ceaseless agent, picking up litter
Oh, yeah, that's his full name.
newspapers, collecting your little bubblegum wrappers and idiotic picture postcards. Meaningless, meaningless keepsakes. Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city.
Alright. That's right, I am an agent of the world.
You'll go insane if you keep going like this. One more day, and you'll be in the loony bin. I just know you will. And for what, brother man?
For the working class.
Solving
Damn right.
crossword puzzles, doing your tasks,
crossing names off lists, trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth.
I'm building communism for all. This time we won't fail.
There he goes again. He's a real political animal, our Harry. He still doesn't see that it's the world changing around him.
He's got no idea what he's in for.
Why is that?
'Cause only love can break your heart.
Let's feel the pillow under our cheek.
Beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on. You barely slept 3 hours last night.
Do it for the picture puzzle. Put it all together. Solve the world. One conversation at a time.
Alright. Open your eyes.
Rise and shine, comrade. It's time to get to work.
Oh, this is the first day it's called me comrade. What's going
Despite
on?
all the thinking you've been doing, only 0.0001% of communism has been built. It's too great a task to undertake alone. You're going to have to get organized.
As it should be.
Organization hasn't exactly been your strong suit, historically speaking.
Does this mean I need to clean up my hostel
Your
room?
level of personal upkeep is irrelevant. All that matters is your commitment to building the world republic.
Yeah, suck it, Jordan.
You must seek out your revolutionary brothers and sisters. Find out how much communism they've built. Then, together, maybe you'll be able to build as much as 0.0002% of communism.
Alright, well, that's still a step forward.
Easy. Decades of persecution by coalition authorities have driven the remaining communists of Martinaise underground.
Will they help me fire up Maslow's socialist sausage grinder?
Between us, you may want to lay off this grind up the bourgeoisie stuff. It's a bit off-putting, even to fellow communists.
Whatever. Alright, but I'm part of the authorities, so I've been persecuting communists this whole time?
If you have been, it's only because you're a double agent acting in furtherance of your long-term objectives.
Well, that's just cope, but
Listen to
anyway.
this. Do you really think you're the kind of person an underground communist cell would entrust with a mission that requires such discretion?
Maybe?
Regardless, what's past is past. You need to look forward to the work of building communism for all.
How am I supposed to find them?
Let your nose guide you, detective.
You mean my nose? This is my huge and highly functioning brain.
No, we meant your nose, as in that swollen muck detector in the center of your face. It just happens to be perfectly calibrated for sensing communists. We really have
really?
no idea what they're talking about. There's no linkage between ideology and olfaction.
What does communism smell like?
Failure.
Oof. Okay, what does failure smell like?
It's a smell you know all too well. Simultaneously repulsive and yet darkly appealing. Musty with a sharp tang, but also a remnant of lost sweetness. Like a rotting mango that's been swaddled in a coat from your grandfather's attic.
Okay.
What you're smelling is your own body odor, of course. Nothing a shower and change of clothes couldn't fix. People sometimes complain there are no real communists left in Martinaise. But you can smell their presence. They're out there, waiting for you to join them.
Got it.
Incidentally, during the waning days of the anti-centennial revolution, a number of Revacholian communards constructed elaborate hideouts in abandoned root cellars, hollowed out tree trunks, and even residential sewage.
Oh yeah, there was that one hidden spot. Maybe communism will get
to the early anti
the shutter we couldn't open.
The future's bright when you flush out the white.
Alright. Okay, I'm ready. Let's get organized.
First, you'll have to locate the remaining communists in Martinaise. When you get near to someone with revolutionary potential, your nose will give you the signal. to establish contact.
Got it.
Again, no, it won't. Any olfactory response you perceive will be strictly psychosomatic. Judging from the bust of Krasmazov and other revolutionary paraphernalia you discovered, it seems that the Cape Side apartments may be a hotbed of communist activity.
Alright, well, what will I do once I establish contact with my fellow
You'll
fellow
discuss
communists?
the monumental world historical task that lies before you. You'll engage in rigorous and spirited debates.
No, great,
about
debate bros.
Soviet theory and practice. But mostly, you'll probably complain about other communists.
This is true. Isn't it kind of counterproductive?
Not at all. Complaining about other communists is one of the most important parts of being a communist.
Alright, let's get to it.
Wake, brave worker, 'tis no time for bed. Fight till there's no slaves below, and no masters overhead.
I can get behind that. Okay, we can't take another bath yet. Alright, let me see if Harry's back. Not Harry. Kim. My Star Trek addled brain just thought Harry Kim. Alright, I still feel like there's got to be some way to get on the roof to talk to her, but maybe I will be annoying. No, not that one.
The door is closed. Still nothing.
Oh, he's back. Cool. I gotta talk to him about bullet stuff. Try to smell Kim.
The lieutenant's posture becomes rigid and uncomfortable.
Guess what we're going smelling today?
The area just above his shoulder blade. The lieutenant is fastidious as a cat in matters of his personal upkeep. And yet, in the folds of his jacket, you can just perceive the stale and acrid traces of oil rags, transmission fluid, and brake pads.
Yeah, he's a real car head, we know.
Something else there. Something that sets your GABA receptors aflutter. The lieutenant's aftershave, a common drugstore brand. Strong hints of pine needle. But what sort of ideological picture do these smells paint? Tough to say.
Do you need something, Detective?
Just as I suspected, you know, Lieutenant, you're a
I
mechanic.
do like to hang around the motor pool every now and then, but that doesn't make me a mechanic. Sort of like how hanging around the liquor store hasn't made you into a master distiller.
Hey, I've been doing better.
You're right, Detective. My apologies. Was there something else you wish to discuss? What do you want to know? Good.
Oh, maybe we can interact with the bullet to set it off?
The bullet is still safely sealed away in a plastic
There we go.
bag bearing the RCM stamp.
I think I know where this came from.
Okay. And?
The shot probably came from a Bell McGrave rifle.
Antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinez, or anywhere in Ravachon, really.
Why is that?
Sure, there's some arms trafficking, but the laws prohibiting the use of breech loaders we inherited from the monarchy have been effective, from what I've seen. Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
Prohibiting peacetime law enforcement to front-loaded rifles is a policy enforced by the Moralist International in all the nations of the Real Belt.
Makes you consider every shot. I like it.
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. After the first shot, the second, third, and so on come much easier.
Yeah! Imagine!
But back to the investigation.
Alright, Could the victim be mixed up with some foreign guerrilla fighters?
Find out. Next step, finding the gun itself.
Okay. There's no way Guard's a comrade.
Help you
Oh, well, I'll give him.
for 20 real. Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
Oh, wait.
Wait, no. Something about this bunch doesn't smell right.
What do you mean? Aren't they Everett's guys?
They are, but they don't seem too keen to talk with you, do they? No, they don't. Glenn seems to be contemplating grievous bodily harm while he massages his raw knuckles.
Fair enough.
In the far back, Eugene is doing his best to ignore you.
Meanwhile, Fat Angus keeps shooting you furtive glances and mumbling uneasily to himself. Is there some way we can get him separate?
At the end of the table, Titus Hardy himself stares at you with a cold contempt that makes you want to leave the cafeteria.
Oh, we have more information. Maybe we could tell him about. We know he was shot.
I'm pretty sure they consider themselves social democrats.
All right, guess we'll look elsewhere then. That was the communism check, I guess.
Man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
Stay masculine. All right.
Hi again, gendarme.
Now we need more composure for that too.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Titus does not look particularly happy to see you.
Starting from the right, sitting across,
That was an accident.
the emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. A little patch below in the far corner, standard working boot, steel reinforced toes. On his
This is all information we got
let's call
before.
This one, the musician, size, foot in the middle, all for Smith. In conclusion, these 7 are exactly.
The fuck is with you, fella?
All right. Just found a bullet in the hangman's head.
A bullet, you say? That's mighty curious.
Indeed, mighty. How did it get there?
Lieutenant is fixed on Titus.
There are so many bullets in the world, and so many heads.
Fair.
I guess it's only logical. At some point, one of them bullets had to end up in one of them heads.
It's bound to happen again, you know? Just statistically speaking, of course.
Oh, really?
Sire, it would be an event most dramatic if you were to produce the bullet and dangle it before their very eyes.
I don't know if I trust drama. Huh? Maybe the hanging was a cover-up for the shooting.
I think he was shot in the head as a kid, and his brain grew around the bullet.
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
All the goofing around is to avoid lying. It's a technique.
All right. I'm going to ask you again. Why was this in the victim's head?
Wow. He's got it in a real evidence bag and all.
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
Did you guys shoot him?
Shit! I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night. You guys know me when I'm drunk.
Yeah,
Glenn seems like all talk.
his guns when he's drunk. Better hope he stays sober.
No, he meant before he was hanged. Did you shoot him before you hanged him?
I feel like we're just talking to a brick wall. But...
After? During? This is getting ridiculous. They told you what happened. Stop wasting your time.
We'll figure this out sooner or later.
Worried in my life, lawman.
He crosses his hairy arms, having forgotten his beer for a moment.
It's not like you blew it wide open, but there's a little crack in there, somewhere.
This is a long shot, but...
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
That's all I got?
Did you already try the gun thing? I hear the gun thing is excellent and has great results.
I'd rather not.
Probably right. The others are only there for filler. To make the gun thing pop.
It's a bad idea, but...
Why?
This is not what he thinks it is. This is a great idea. I'm afraid it's not what you think it is either.
What? Who? What is it?
Yes. You. Stop talking out loud. You sound like you're unraveling.
Oh.
What in the name of fuck are you doing?
I don't want to give you my gun.
The fuck is happening, Titus? What are they whispering about?
This is just awkward.
Shanks. I want to see where this is going.
I want to turn back.
There is no back.
Detective, we don't have to demonstrate anything. Let's just get back to the questions.
He does not like that phrasing. Neither do I.
Police job? Be careful, it's loaded.
Good. Now put it in your mouth.
Oh, no.
Thank you. So, questions?
Yeah, I have one. What the fuck was that, you Nancy?
I imagine that can go incredibly poorly.
Let's return to questions, officer.
Oh, I'm gonna take off now. The fuck was that? I didn't realize there wasn't gonna be any out. Besides what was presumably a bad one. Oh, we gotta call back about the armor, too. How are these guys? I love that jacket.
That's one brutal motor.
Oh. It's that jacket. I'm guessing the streamer safe mode censors that. I've seen it in fan art. Says the young man with piss F slur written on his back.
A real skull now. A jacket, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom light it neon style.
Oh no, okay, it is okay, it is on the other jacket. I only saw the fuck the world jacket. But it looks like it's blurred out about. This companion wears a simple yet elegant slogan, fuck the world.
Snazzy shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could, like, hang fucking shrunken heads from the side mirrors. Cops' heads. Scary tribal shit.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, tribal shit. A cop carriage like this with a proper skull value.
Sick tribal cop car.
While I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage, I have to stop you right there. The RCM takes threats directed at its property seriously.
It's just theoretical work, Copper. No basis in reality. Man, if we were certified skulls right now...
Skulls. Now there's a strong organizational title.
Who are you?
I can tell you who we're not, cop. We're not snitches or skulls.
I mean, your friend's jacket says exactly the opposite of at least one of those.
Which is not to say that the skulls are bitches and... On the contrary.
The part of this presentation you want to take home with you, cop man, is we're not part of the skulls yet.
Okay.
Okay then. Let's indulge in some intellectual exchange. These young men seem eager to share their beliefs.
Who are the skulls?
You don't know? What kind of cop are you?
It's not a question. Don't get into it.
Alright. I'm so glad you asked.
The question was rhetorical. The skulls are the most vicious gang of the Besmertne.
Besmetine, or the Besmeti, the Immortals, are West River-Sholian crime syndicates.
Okay.
The nastiest bunch of psychos ever. jacking carriages and getting into high-speed chases.
Possessing an infinite amount of fuck-all swagger, infamous for their non-verbal modus operandi.
Say nothing.
They usually occupy the burnt-out quarter in Jamrock, or you can find them loitering around the brightly painted bottom-lighted vehicles.
I can't wait to become a skull. Bottom lights are wretched aggressive.
You guys know Cindy the Skull?
Oh yeah, Cindy's a right proper skull.
The young man's eyes glaze over, his voice filled with longing.
Yeah. A true artist of the future. Just like Arno van Eyck.
How is this all coming full circle?
By the way, if you see Cindy, give her our regards.
Yeah, it's returning from whatever void he was just visiting.
For all their nihilistic posturing, these young men are not lacking in youthful idealism. The lieutenant on your left is unusually lenient toward them.
Alright. So you kids are into anodic dance music?
Oh man, yeah. We're not fucking kids, man.
Be wary of the abyss.
His blonde friend adds ominously and points to his temple. Why?
It's a threat. An impotent threat of violence.
Okay. Threat? Good? I like those.
But I don't. In fact, I dislike them so much I'm willing to drag you boys back to the station just to calm myself down.
Hey, there's no need for that. We're just talking here. Joking too. Stay light, man.
Alright, well, we're going to stay light with some ads. That was a terrible segue, but I got to roll ads to kill the pre-rolls. BRB. 3 minutes. Alright, so we're going to finish with these guys and then call in about the armor. I don't get too much more done. We got to wrap up probably like half an hour. But yeah, we'll call in about the armor. What the hell was the other shit I wanted to do? We might get to the church before I call it, but...
Yeah. Didn't you cops, like, have some questions about skulls or some shit?
Why aren't there more skulls in Martinez?
The Union does their share of policing in Martinez, at least where gangs are concerned. That's why there isn't much organized crime around here.
Fair enough.
Don't you worry about that. We're gonna make up the deficit.
Well, we might go swing over to Cindy to see if she's got anything to say about these dipshits. Your rhetoric is confusing. Are you a part of the skulls or not?
We're not franchise skulls. Well, not yet. Once we get our name out there, we'll have a chance to join them.
Alright, and what makes you think the organization would accept you?
Because we can be just as psycho and vicious. You'll see.
But in a non-threatening and definitely legal way.
The other one quickly adds and whispers something to his friend.
We'll fuck the system from the inside later. Just be cool now. The damage will be tenfold.
Right on, fuck. So what's happening now?
Not about the scullery yet. Do you know anything about the murder that took place here?
Murder?
A man was hanged in the backyard of the Whirling Rags.
Yeah, sure. We'll gladly tell you everything we know about it. It was a man.
You're just gonna repeat back.
He was hanged.
Anything else?
He was hanged from a tree.
Yeah, I mean, duh.
These punks don't know anything. Let's just move along.
Hey, stop right there. How does one know anything?
I guess we're philosophizing now.
Ah, this sounds like epistemology. A field so occupied by thought that it begins to question thought itself.
Alright. I know that you don't know shit.
Exactly. How can one know shit? For example, how can one be sure that there truly is a body hanging behind a hostel?
What if it's art? Or just a mere specter?
Maybe it's
I don't know about that.
The hanged man is merely a prop in a performance. We are the audience, and the artist is hiding somewhere in the dark.
That could be the case, yes. A brilliant work of art.
The blonde rebel scratches his chin, deliberately not focusing his gaze on anything. He looks very uncomfortable.
Alright, well, what's with the jackets?
What about them?
Why does your jacket have piss F's written on it?
Well, first off, it's a statement and not necessarily something that characterizes me as a person, even though the statement has character. And I do like piss. The word piss epitomizes the struggle taking place in the world. Things being defined as they seem, not as they are. And, I guess, it's also about communal spirit, the future, and truly appreciating our differences.
Sure.
Also, you've got to admit, it catches the eye. And since the Grand Piper is slowly but steadily moving towards basing the economy on it,
Ooh, that's getting a little weird. Or a little real.
convey the message.
Makes sense.
What I mean by this is, we are all pissed, and that the world is inherently meaningless.
It seems that the young man has a certain expertise in at least one field, even if it's rather narrow.
Okay. Why do you have "fuck the world" written on your jacket?
Like I said before, many men keep searching for the one, for so-called true love, which is actually just obsession masquerading as kinship. The thrill of the chase, the hollowness that fills your chest cavity after catching it.
I'm wondering if the poetics come with the jacket, or are they derived from something else entirely?
To catch a fish, you'll need to hurl the lure many times.
Oh, and I'm also curious, what's up with his like one short leg on the pants? On Piss F Slur. Alright, hook. Blow it up.
You get more fish in a shorter time. And, for time is of the essence and fleeting ever so quickly, one must think of a way to fuck the whole world and not get caught up in fucking someone.
Okay.
Because when one
Sure, fine, whatever.
he fucks nothing. And that, to me, feels glorious. Sticking your dick into the void.
Sure.
Hate to admit it, but in a weird way, he's
weird. Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with it, but
that here we have two badass jackets and two badass cops.
Hey Kim.
Yes?
Do you think it's a coincidence?
What is?
There are two of us and two of these jackets. Which one would you wear?
I'm not sure I understand you, detective.
Are you more of a Piss F Slur or a fuck the world kind of guy? Come on, Kim, it's just a mental exercise.
Fine, if only to end this discussion. Theoretically, if I were a juvenile delinquent, if I were to already be down that path, I think piss is the stronger of the two statements.
That works. I feel more like a fuck the world kind of guy.
Right, especially considering your heroic exit attempts.
That's an origin story for a dynamic duo right there.
Alright.
So are we done here? Or you don't need us around for your secret whisper party, do you?
I'm gonna go for it. If we don't get it, we don't get it. But, because I don't remember the last time, I didn't think this was gonna turn into this. Alright. Can we have the jackets? I could drop another point into Half-Light. Fuck it. Let's go.
These
No.
You're not scary. I have nothing to work with here. It's either begging or bullying, or both.
Gentlemen?
Ask them, maybe.
Gentlemen, I need your jackets.
Why?
Look at the shit I'm wearing.
Like he said, total shit.
There's a spark. There's a spark of sympathy in the youth's eyes.
Say that.
All right. Well, there would be such a cool look on me.
Looks down at his bomber jacket and shrugs, obviously content with his uniform.
Please?
Fine. Fuck it.
We got it anyway!
Here. Take it then. I can't handle this sad shit.
It's true. He simply can't. It's called empathy. Wow. I did not see that coming.
Neither did I.
Better wear that jacket with pride.
I hadn't...
Fuck that. You're not getting mine. My dad's a lawyer in La Delta. He'll have your badge.
No, he won't.
The lieutenant is lightly amused by the situation.
Alright, hope. Wait, world fucker, you got a rich dad?
No. He's like a volunteer.
Oh, what? That sounds like bullshit.
Cites law and does dishes. You know what, cop? Fuck you. That's not what this is about. You're not getting my jacket.
Fuck him. We don't need his rich dad jacket anyway.
Alright. Well, fuck it, we don't need the other one. You said that you're more of a piss Essler kind of guy, so I got the jacket for you.
I'm not wearing that jacket.
Alright. But you want to express your individuality?
I already am expressing my individuality.
Still, it's good to know we have it. Should the need arise.
Need will not arise.
Look at this cute shit. How can we become skulls if you go around fraternizing with cops? Let's get the fuck out of here before anyone sees us.
Well, at least we have that jacket.
Sorry, man. I just don't like confrontations, that's all.
Fantastic. Well, I mean, you know we gotta wear it. At least for a little bit. How close are we to another point? Okay. Yeah. I mean, maybe that point will come into play, come in useful later, but whatever. Where's, yeah, close. Where's the fucking, oh, does it load at the top? Where'd you put the jacket? There we go. +1 drama. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's blurred out enough. And I still have the mesh top underneath. Delightful.
You finally made it, haven't you? People point fingers at you and whisper to each other when you pass by, wondering to themselves, where did that man get such a cool jacket? Did he receive it upon graduating the École Normale Supérieure de Badasserie? Is he dangerous?
Damn right I'm dangerous.
Dangerous, my friend. Dangerous and cool. In fact, no one dares to say a single thing about the jacket. But believe me, they are all very impressed.
Damn right. Alright. We got the at least we got one of them. I honestly would have preferred the Fuck the World one, but whatever. Alright, we gotta call in this freaking armor thing.
You see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Have you heard back from the Insane Clown Posse about the serial number?
The armor was produced by Fairweather in their facilities in Bétancourt, sur la Clé in 42.
Okay.
It was part of a special order for Corps de Pharmacie, a security firm contracted to protect the interests of Oranese pharmaceutical companies in the Seminine conflict.
Okay.
So, it seems the armor went to Seminine. That's where the paper trail ends, though. Even the firm has proven difficult to track. Corps de Pharmacie has been renamed several times over in the years since the armor was issued.
You know what it's called now?
The most recently registered firm that the ICP has been able to connect to the CDP is a military contractor called Trinell, and the one before it was Downwell. I think they might be the same contractor.
Downwell, like the game?
A suit of armor like this would have been manufactured with a particular person's physique in mind. You should ask for whom this suit was fitted.
Alright, first, does the firm continue to work for pharmaceutical companies through all these name changes?
Hard to say. Their client list is rather diverse and incomplete. The only constant seems to be that the mercenaries are always deployed in third and fourth world countries.
Alright, pseudo armors like this would have been customized to fit the wearer. Must be a record of the person to whom it was issued.
But the ICP tends to be reluctant to share private sector records. I could try to talk them into it, though.
Yes, please do try. It's imperative we learn whose armor this was.
Call back tomorrow. Hopefully I will have more information for you then.
Okay.
57's over and out.
In the cabin, you see a...
Alright. What are the stat bonuses on this damn thing? I saw drama. -1 authority. Okay. I don't care that much about that. Oh, I do want to see if Cindy will have any commentary on this. Or on the guys. Oh, and yeah, I wanted to try the map thing. Oop. Get a little sneaky.
The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez. This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small ozone, Laurentide, disintegrated into mathematics. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast. The ocean breaks apart connections to other. You have little idea. Perhaps they are gods. The north coast to the east, Rokudon. It's so small. No, this is somewhere to be.
I'm sorry, they're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents. That old thing, from when some
The place does not look like a success.
They didn't get that far. I'm sorry, they're quite valuable, though they might not. Yes, yes. Are you interested or not?
Okay, well, I'm going to reroll that regardless. I don't know why it's still on my list. So I think it didn't clear when we bought the map. Whatever. My cool gloves back. We get new and tools.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Oh, let's read the case files.
Yes, at last, you find a way to piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin.
I thought getting it open was the
41
challenge.
Date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120111700, the Next World Mural.
Wait, HDB 41, weren't those officer precincts?
Why, yes. Your precinct number is 41.
And HDB?
Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it.
Oh, if we hadn't figured out our name before, this might have helped it.
It's safe to say HDB are your initials.
Okay.
Harrier Dubois, HDB.
Alright, the Next World Mural.
This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202, a graffito.
Oh, we would have done better art if we'd done this.
8-story tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is a sparsely inhabited ghost tower, part of a failed real estate development called Grand Coudon. Cause of failure, rent too high.
Jeff, go figure.
The mural is enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. The text cut into their form reads, "True love is possible, only in the next world."
That came out
you people
somewhere else, I think.
It's too late for us. Wreak havoc on the middle class.
Hell yeah.
People call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles.
Like Big Butter Jesus, but a little more communist.
The complaints desk gets clogged with requests to remove the bummer. You and your partner are assigned to the case. The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the bell lectures have the literage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists is rumored to be rich.
Oh.
They take responsibility for the execution.
That kind of,
the design. The ideologue of the Next World Mural, as the crew calls it, remains.
That kind of wreak havoc on the middle class. Alright. Wait, do I ever find out who came up with it?
The case files do not show you finding the author of the design.
Okay.
The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner, JV, is against the removal.
Jonan Vasquez?
For conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in a rare plebiscite organized by you and the rest of Row 3. The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villalobos, plus half of the eminent domain.
Oh, I like that we actually have an impact on how the world played out.
The case begins with what appears to be a lot of rambling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between 2 options.
Keep the mural, that's right.
Staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority.
As it tends to be.
It truly is possible in the next world for new people, and it is too late for us.
Alright. All that remains is to wreak havoc in the middle class.
In any case, it appears to have been a rare case of civil activity in the quarter, and agreement as well. What do you want to tackle next?
Let's check out the unsolvable case.
AKA Leslie and Burke, AKA the public indecency drunk and the property damage drunk, is a cursed case. It has been passed from unsuspecting officer to unsuspecting officer for 10 years. On January 29, the unsolvable case made its way to you.
Did we actually do it?
It is unclear. Every officer, and indeed most civilians in general, know it's unsolvable. You were so drunk you didn't remember what it was when you signed on. That, or you were high.
Fair enough.
Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will always trash everything. It's just what they do. It is their nature. You cannot change the nature of a man, and you can't lock them away because public indecency and small-scale property damage are not punishable by incarceration.
Wait, so what's the unsolvable part?
The only way for Leslie to stop displaying his genitals and for Burke to stop attacking things would be for them to stop drinking alcohol, which in their 40s or 50s, it's hard to tell because of their distorted features, is a medical improbability.
Couldn't we just keep them off the streets?
You would think that, but you're wrong. Where's the fun in exposing your genitals or breaking stuff in your own home? No, Leslie and Burke are on the corner of Main Street and Perdition, because that's where the action is.
Great.
Can you keep yourself off the streets?
No.
Threatening, fines, dragging them to the station, locking them up in the hellholes they live in, locking them up in the station, hypnotherapy, even trying to get the local gang of Zemiaki to take them out. The Zemiaki gave them ethanol so Burke and Leslie would expose.
Of course they did.
Even harder.
God.
It all. And still the complaints wouldn't stop, as they hadn't stopped for 10 years.
Great.
It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer JV, and Special Consultant TH had more important cases to attend to. You uncover cross-reference to several ongoing investigations, each brought to a standstill every time you drive down Main Street. Because there they are, on the corner of Perdition. And what is Leslie doing?
Public indecency.
Good, you're learning. If the files are to be trusted, that's all there is to it. That and Burke breaking things, and the fact that they're both drunk. But then again, so are you. The case becomes considerably less comic one day when Burke...
Oh, is that why the drawer was stuck?
He must have it confused with the property he likes to damage. But the joke's on him. You're drunk out of your mind on potent Pilsner. You slam the hardened plastic board in his face. Then you proceed to beat him unconscious with it.
Ah, problem solving.
In the process, the ledger sustains damage.
There we go, I was right, yeah.
Reserved for permeable documents is jammed shut. You stop your assault on the now unconscious Burke to open it, but are unable to do so. The officer began to cry, reports Leslie, who at this point is tending to Burke. Kill them. They broke it.
Thanks, Halfling.
He came at us, and at us. I think he was trying to kill Burko. While trying to kill Burko, you slowly come around. The permeables compartment is open. You've smashed it open on poor Burko's kneecaps. The good news is, Burke can't walk anymore.
So is that kind of solving the case?
Can't get out of his apartment, an invalid. With Burke to tend to, Leslie cuts back on the indecent exposure. Maybe he flashes his genitals to Burke, who knows, but both drunks are off the street. The complaints stop. The unsolvable case is solved.
Mission complete.
Which is also why the officer responsible narrowly escapes a disciplinary hearing. The end. Do you want to read another one?
Let's learn about the square bullet hole murders.
It would be very interesting to read about these, wouldn't it? I mean, There seems to be a square-shaped entry wound in the victim's forehead. She's been sitting there for weeks, on her rocking chair, with a square hole in her skull, staring at the wall, her mouth agape.
But...
That's all you got. From the half hour you spent piecing it together, all you know is the entry wound was square-shaped. You never found the bullet. And then another body showed up, also with a square hole in his forehead.
Great. A sequence killer?
Who knows? Those pages are missing. What next?
Oh man, you can't tease me like that.
Still catch the man with the square gun.
Okay. Couch in an unexpected location.
Assholes brought their couch outside and hung out on it. In the middle of the street, on the roof, on the hillside by the motorway. You know, at an unexpected location. They were young, and they thought they looked cool on it.
They looked really cool, like Rock Band.
Yes, as you said here, insufferable rock and roll assholes. Young people are the worst. So anyway, you got a complaint about the damn sofa, or couch, or whatever it was. They were leaving it out in all these unexpected and whimsical locations. They took it to where they also took photos of themselves on it, and smoked cigarettes, and drank coffee because they felt it's intellectual.
I'm failing to see the problem here.
Coffee cups, stupid couch. You had to clean it all up, and you did. So congratulations to you. Case solved.
Did I ever catch those guys?
You didn't have time for that. These notes show that you have what is called a real goddamn job. You don't have time to be chasing down the couch assholes.
I hope they got another couch.
To do. What next?
Murder at the hookah parlor.
Murder. Tum at the hookah parlor was a case originally assigned to an officer called Joseph Mills, who is now dead, of circumstances completely unconnected to murder at the hookah parlor.
How?
Beaten to death by a throng of Villalobos gang members when him and his partner J.M., only initials mentioned, answered a call one night. It's a sad story, and it isn't really represented in your case files. Stop stalling and get to the murder at the hookah parlor.
Talk to me about murder at the hookah parlor.
Was on this case that he just couldn't solve. Was doing it solo. Said it was a real nutcracker, a real brain.
Wait, so Joseph Mills and another partner?
For like a month. The captain got impatient. Shit or get off the pot, Mills. Mills didn't get off the pot. Not yet. He kept at it for a couple of weeks more, racking his brains, running with every theory, as outlandish as they seemed. Still couldn't solve the murder at the hookah parlor. Tough case, he said. Toughest he's ever had.
Was he a good cop?
No. He was awful. Sense of humor, too.
Fuck that guy.
Jokes you've ever heard. Really rapey.
Oh, yeah, fuck that guy.
Been on it for months now. Said it was the final case. Said it was uncrackable. That murderer vanished into thin air. That goddamn hookah parlor was all he talked about.
Okay, what about it?
So the case is handed to you because Mills isn't getting anywhere, and you look into it. Here's the setup. A young man is found dead in a hookah parlor. You know, those places where you go and smoke bubblegum-flavored vapor all day.
That's stupid. You know it's all about savory vapes.
Yeah. So anyway, young man in his 20s found with his skull busted open, right on the floor of the hookah parlor, in the middle of the day. No one else is in there. Only client that day. In perfect health, too. Some kind of movie producer. No one enters. No one exits. He's just sucking on his watermelon hookah all morning, all noon, like he usually does. He's a regular. No calls, nothing. Just sucking on the hookah until 15:45. Then bam, he's dead on the floor.
3:45 p.m.
Open, blood everywhere. What happened? How can it be? Mills has no idea. Invisible assassin. Movie deal gone sour. Girl at the counter did it. Nothing fits. Eerie. Man just dropped dead. So you go to the parlor. You see cushions around.
Yeah, he just banged his fucking head.
Tables low, heavy, really sharp edge.
So he sucked hookah, stood up, passed out, hit his head on the table, and died?
See? You can't even read the thing without solving it. Yeah, it was that. Turns out hookah does do something. It turns off your brain's oxygen supply, and you don't notice it until you get up to go to the bathroom.
Alright, he must have sucked a lot of it.
Yeah, he liked his hookah. Stephen was his name.
Alright, what was he doing there for 6 hours?
Smoking hookah. Didn't you hear? Trying to come up with a movie script, maybe. Anyway, that was Murder at the Hookah Parlor. Joseph Mills wasn't a good detective, and about 30 minutes has passed, piecing it together.
Damn. Yeah, we wasted the whole morning.
Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard. It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of...
Alright, we're gonna try and crack it open, but I want to save first. Are we gonna interact with the mug?
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
I want to get into that mug talk again?
It will not happen. The mug talk is exhausted. It is time to return to work.
Fair enough. Tools? Tools, okay. Hope.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Yeah, I think we at least fixed it before. We just hadn't opened it yet.
Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open. Inside, you see 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
We're gonna close the permeables department.
Slightly, ever so slightly, difficult to breathe once you've done so. The drawer is locked. Blue ink drips from the white pages in your hand. Your hand shakes. You're flushed with adrenaline.
Alright, put that away.